Hey guys, DPG here. Quick shout out to the Toronto Wolfpack. The Toronto Wolfpack is a rugby league team in the, I believe it's the NRL of the United Kingdom, and I am one of their global ambassadors, which means I'm really frigging important to them. I share information about them via social media around the globe so that people who don't have a rugby league team in their town can learn about rugby league and become fans and hopefully grow the sport even more. So there you go. Toronto Wolfpack, David Argyle, he's the owner, good buddy of mine. Yeah. That's it. All right, so today I would just want to talk to you guys about how to succeed in acting. Right, well, how do you succeed in acting? Is there a trick to it? Kind of, and really the trick is pretty much just do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Now, that may sound simple, but it's pretty much 100% true. And the basis for it, even without telling you the details, is very, very simple, right? Like if everyone else is doing something, it's incredibly difficult to get noticed doing that exact same thing. Even if your stuff is marginally better, and I'm talking about headshots, or even if your agent is marginally better, if your demo reel is marginally better, even if your stuff is a little bit better than everybody else's, it's so hard to get people to notice that it's better. And what is better anyway? Because better always depends on what it is they are trying to cast at the time. So there is no objective better. So therefore, you basically can't do it better than everybody else. You could do it more than everybody else, but again, that's like saying, well, if I will have more chances of winning the lottery if I do it more than anyone else, right? If I buy more lottery tickets. That's 100% true. It still makes your chances of making a living to the point where you could survive from buying lottery tickets incredibly small, not even worth considering, right? Like you'd have a better chance of going out in a clear blue sky and getting struck by lightning. I'm sure that's happened once. So think about how you can do what's different from everybody else. Well, how do you do that? Just trust yourself, okay? Have instincts. Go, if I landed on this planet from somewhere else and I had no idea how to have an acting career, what would I do? Would I look into the business and who runs it and you know, try and figure out what they are looking for? Or would I just more or less copy what everyone else is doing? Because I will just make the assumption that if they're doing it, it must be right. Now, hopefully you realize that most people don't know what they're doing because they're just copying everybody else as well. So you've basically got a bunch of sheep following each other off the cliff, okay? And it is a big cliff because very few actors ever book even one single professional job. And the reason for this is because they never actually stop to ask themselves, who am I and how do I represent myself? So people can get to know me and then they'll know if they should hire me. Very difficult to do that from a picture, right? Like, I don't know how many dates you've done online and how closely the person that you thought you were going to meet was like the person you met from an online dating site. You know, everything's usually embellished a little, and so are headshots, and so are demo reels, and they really have nothing to do with how this person is going to be like with you, because you're different, just like every role and every project is different, right? So you're always going to come across a little different to others than you appear to somebody else, and so on and so forth. So the chances of these online materials actually getting you work and representation and whatever else you're using them for is slim to slimmer. Okay, guys, so how to become successful in acting is to be a contrarian, and that is to just instinctually do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And if you don't know what that is, well, then you're just left with yourself. And it just boils down to being yourself, but then making sure that the people who need to know what you're like can find out who you really are. Now, there's obviously a lot involved in that. I mean, you got to spend time around people, and you can ask me, how do I get in front of these people? Well, you really don't need to ask me. Figure it out for yourself. You may not have ever had to figure anything out in your life before. I completely understand how that could be, because everybody's been telling you what to do your entire life. You know, your parents have been telling you what to do to get through life, and maybe your first job, they told you what to do, you know, how to push the button at Starbucks if you're a barista, how to make cocktails if you're a bartender, something about fitness if you're a personal trainer, you know, 3 of the popular actor jobs. But, you know, this is the time in acting where you need to figure things out for yourself, okay? So get an idea of something. Don't get the idea of what shouldn't I do and what may or may not happen, like bad, to scare yourself. Just think, what's one way I could meet somebody that I want to meet? And try it out. And let me give you a hint. They work in offices, they have phones, they have emails, they're on social media, and that's basically in descending order of effectiveness and success likelihood, okay? So start to think about how you can connect with people. Make sure you know what you're doing as an actor if you happen to reach people when they are in the middle of casting acting roles, which is not very often. And try it out, guys. Just try it. The consequences are nothing. They'll never remember you, no matter what you do. If they aren't interested in what you're selling, they'll never remember you. But at least you said hello. And if you come back the second time, they may actually want what you have to offer, because maybe you made it better, or maybe you made it appeal to them a little more because you did a little more homework. All right, guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you thought. How to become successful as an actor. Super, super simple. Just so easy. I'll talk to you soon.